You can go ahead and hand off the WAP cable to Hopper if he doesn't have it already.
Okay, stand by, stand by. Quite. Okay. And to stay out of your workspace. You're fine. Do what you got to do. It's your workspace now. I can lean back some too if you need. The WAP cable's right here though, so when you need it, I can easily reach that. Okay. I can reach that too. Actually, if you want to just unwire tie that. Okay. You got this whole thing or just this one? Just the one at the end. Actually, we'll probably need another twist. Okay. Okay. Want the whole thing or just? We're gonna. That's good. Okay. And then the WAP cable. Oh, let me put this space back in here. Okay. That'll be good.
And Hopper, once you get the WAP cable, you're going to put the cap from the WAP side in your trash bag, and then you can mate the Ethernet cable to the WAP cable and stow the slack away back on the racetrack.
So I think it needs to come behind the stanchion, yeah? What do you think? It's kind of on my side right now, but over on the other side? Maybe underneath here too. Back. Yeah. Yeah, I've got it. I got it. Caught on my wrist. Okay. Got it.
As Glover continues driving the bolts to secure the new camera.
Your French hook is parallel to the stanchion. Okay, I haven't, let me get connected here.
Hopkins is routing an Ethernet cable routed on a previous spacewalk. He's mating that cable with the WAP cable, standing for a wireless access point that connects it to the new camera. Now 2 hours and 4 minutes into today's spacewalk.
Okay, cap is removed. And I see no FOD. Pins to your mod band.
Copy that. Good inspection. You got to go to mate.
Okay, mated over center.
Okay, copy that. You can stow the slack away. We're about 30 seconds from an LOS, but Ike, if you want to get your PGT ready, Bravo 1, clockwise 2, and we'll meet you on the other side of the LOS.
All right, Ike, I'm going to kind of gather this stuff up. . wax strap actually did come off. Let's see why we...
And we're currently in a brief handover period with our satellites aboard the International Space Station. We also have an Ask NASA question, this one from Justin, wondering if the suits have any kind of emergency propulsion system built in. If you get to watch the beginning of the spacewalk as the astronauts are suiting up, they put on something called the SAFER, or the Simplified Aid for EVA Rescue. This is a nitrogen compressed backpack that essentially, if need be, would allow the astronauts to maneuver back toward the station if they were to become detached for some reason. However, the astronauts are always tethered to the International Space Station, so we don't ever expect the SAFER to need to be used. However, it is there just in case.
Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
Okay, and we're going to drive the forward secondary bolt 5 turns only, report turns and running torque.
Okay, forward as in station forward.
Okay, firm.
Okay, station forward volt. I've got Bravo 1, clockwise 2 set, 5 turns, and then you get running torque.
Good words.
Work. Okay, 5 turns on the forward bolt. Does appear to be started. Running torque is 0.1.
Copy 0.1, standby. And Ike, did you say you thought you weren't sure if the bolt was actually turning or engaged?
The bolt is engaged. It is engaged.
Okay, copy that. So 0.1 on the torque, we're going to go, the new setting is going to be MTL at 2.5 foot-pounds.
Copy and work. Okay, I've got the MTL set to 2.5. And what are the settings?
Standby 1.
And Ike, you want to just double check you're happy still with that? Check didn't move. Looks great. You pretty much got the WAP cable extended to the racetrack. Yeah, I imagine that's what the other one will be like. Yeah, it went, and then I just looped it all right there. Yeah, very nice. Most of this extra came from this bundle, yeah. From that bundle, so not the same.
And Ike and Hopper, they're double checking on the setting for the MTL. We think you can leave it where it's at and proceed, but we'll get back to you on that. Right before the LOS, though, we heard you guys say something about the WAP cable. Can you bring us up to speed on that?
We were just double checking to make sure I got the wire tied down. It's on the racetrack, and I just was double checking with Ike to make sure the French hook was still on a good config, and he said it is.
Okay, copy all. Thanks.
Yeah. I mean, we can do the ping test? I think we should, right? Oh, wait, I guess we got to install it first. I got to finish this. I thought you could. I don't know. Now, what do you think from an inspection standpoint? You going to be able to do it, or you need to... You got to inspect the strap, the clamps. I can see on the clamps on this side. About the TA clamps or the WAP? Yeah, the TA clamps. Yeah, I can see the TA clamps. I can see the PTU clamps, and I can see and reach the strap. So I think I can do the same. So all the inspection, you're in a good position. Hey, firm, and I already checked the NVGL. So yeah, I think I knocked that out. And if it needs, like I said, the tie-down cable, the WAP strap came loose. I was able to cinch it back down. Okay. So, Farmer, based on Ike's assessment there that he thinks he can do all those inspections, are you okay if I start heading back, get the failed and go?
Yeah, hey, firm, Hopper, that sounds like a good plan. So you can take the old camera group with you back to the airlock.
Okay. That didn't work. Are you awake? No. Okay.
NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins. This view from his helmet camera. Now heading back to the airlock. Once again, he's going to stow the camera, the failed camera that was just removed, and he's going to retrieve the camera and equipment needed to install the new components for the Japanese robotic arms camera system outside the Cabot module.
All right, I come clear of you. All right. Thank you.
We're 2 hours and 13 minutes into today's spacewalk with the International Space Station flying in an orbital nighttime, 261 statute miles over Indonesia.
Okay. Okay, roger that. I'm in MTL of 2.5 like you told me. That's not quite following, but tell me what you want me to do.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing, and that's the setting that we were looking at. We're just having some other conversations to make sure.
Okay, anybody, or any possibility you can do the ping test? We'll have to finish these steps first.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have to complete all these steps before we can do the ping test.
Roger. Standing by.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover continues work on the CP3 camera installation. And in the meantime, we have a question from Amal on Twitter. You can use the hashtag AskNASA, and we'll try to answer your questions. This question: what's the main objective for this spacewalk? You're watching one of them right now, and we've seen a few others happen. Today, we relocated the adapter plate, the final adapter plate needed for battery upgrades aboard the International Space Station, and also secured the final lithium-ion battery on the space station. There's a lot of camera work happening today as well, including the camera work that Victor Glover is conducting currently. That camera is replacing an external camera on the starboard truss. Another camera will be installed HD on the Destiny laboratory, as well as the Japanese robotic arms camera system will be updated outside of the Cabot module.
Clockwise 2.
Okay, copy. But what about the, Alpha Bravo 1 through 7? Do you want me to change any of that? I get the MTL limits, but what do you want me to keep set? I'm currently in Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
Set that to Alpha 1, so it'll be MTL 2.5, Alpha 1, clockwise 2.
Work. MTL 2.5, Alpha 1, clockwise 2. Is this the torque?
A-firm, we're going to drive the forward bolt to torque. It should be at least 2 additional turns, and we're not expecting a green light necessarily on this one.
Okay, so what it did is that 4.5 turns, it started to ratchet. The part that turns continued to turn, but the MTL was causing it to ratchet.
Okay, I copy 4.
Makes sense.
A-firm, 4.5 turns, and what is the torque reading on the PGT?
2.3. And the forward bolt, it appears to be flush to the camera of the TDCSD body.
And we're double checking on that, but that sounds good for now, so stand by 1 second.
How's that blivet treating you, Hopper? It's throwing me around, but I think I got it under control. I'm almost at the feeder spur. Roger.
Okay, Ike, that is a good install, so we can proceed to the next bolt. The PGT, you're going to have to reset the MTL to 30.5, and then Bravo 1, clockwise 2.
Work. Okay, I'm 30.5. Bravo 1, clockwise 2, was it?
Yep, good words. Bravo 1, clockwise 2. We're going to be driving the aft bolt, 5 turns only.
Bravo 1, clockwise 2. 5 turns.
Good words, and we'll look for turns and running torque.
That turns on the aft bolt. The aft bolt is engaged. Running torque was 0.
Copy 5 turns and understand 0.0.
That's correct.
2 hours and 20 minutes into today's spacewalk, NASA astronaut Victor Glover continues work on the CP3 cameras, ensuring they are properly installed.
MCL to 2.5, and then Alpha 1 clockwise 2.
Work.
Meanwhile, NASA astronaut Mike Hopkins is back at the airlock installing the failed camera group. He's also retrieving the necessary components for the Japanese experiment module camera.
I'm driving to torque.
A 7 burns. Torque is 2.1. It actually gave me a green light. Voltage flush.
Okay, great. That is a good install. You can go ahead and put your PGT on your swing arm, and we'll get ready for the inspections.
Copy. GT stowed.
And Hopper, we see you putting the camera group into the airlock. Reminder, once you get it in there, you're going to swap the round scoop from the camera over to the GEM RMS bag.
Everyone.
All right, Ike, let me know when you're ready for these camera inspections. Okay, first thing we're going to look for is that the WAP strap is configured correctly and cinched down, and double check the French hook that you were looking at earlier.
It is correct, cinched, and the French hook is parallel to the stanchion.
Okay, verify the WAP and PTU cables go through the PTU cable restraint.
They are through the restraint is closed.
And verify that the cable clamp is configured correctly with both the TA clamps still closed.
So the PTU clamp is configured correctly. The high def camera TA clamp is correct. It's got 2 cables through it and it's closed. And then it's got a wire tied to the jumper cable going to the light, I believe. And it all is secure.
Okay, copy that. And just to clarify, the cable clamp we're referring to is the one that has that little locking lever on it that goes right in the base of where the light intersects the PTU cylinder.
Yep, I just gave you both of them.
Okay, copy that. Next is you can release the window cover and the round scoop and stow them in your bag on your BRT.
Work. Okay, the camera cover and the round scoop are in the RU bag. And the adjustable that they were connected to.
Okay, copy that. And then verify that the SD camera hood is square to the camera.
Square.
Okay,
square.
Copy that. If you're okay with it, we'll go ahead and start the ping test, and then you can start moving the arm out to the CP3 setup position.
All right, Farmer ping away. Kate and Soichi, you have to go to maneuver tools, and I are clear.
Okay, copy. This is go for the maneuver to a CP3 setup position. And do your body right first, then the body down. Arms in motion.
Motion, continue.
Copy, good motion. And I could take the clearance call as well. We're in the dark now.
Okay, yep, I'm clear of the light, so you guys can clear the arm, the boot plate, Ingress 8 and I are clear. Continue.
Thank you.
We're clear of the camera group.
Copy, camera boot down. Now bring your body down.
Good
for
motion.
the feet.
Motion, continue.
Gosh.
NASA astronaut Victor Glover has completed installation of the CP3 camera, replacing an external camera on the starboard truss. This is a new HD camera and replaces a pink-hued camera you might have previously seen in broadcast.
Joe Cass, 3 minutes.
And Farmer, confirm we have a go to do that maneuver?
Affirm.
As you can see, Glover is still on the end of the Canadarm2, being controlled robotically from inside the space station by Kate Rubens and Soichi Noguchi.
Hey guys, got a day pass coming up in 2 minutes, and we just got a good ping test on the camera. Nice work.
Good news, thank you.
Good news from ground IV Bob Hines, a NASA astronaut here in Mission Control Houston, relaying to the crew that the CP3 camera was properly installed and is getting good configuration and feedback.
The ORU bag, I'm ready to it, and I'm coming out to the work site.
We are 2 hours and 30 minutes into today's spacewalk.
We'll get a safer check from you.
Okay.
The first task for today's spacewalkers was to secure the final lithium-ion battery to the space station and install the final adapter plate. Those were also reportedly in a good configuration, and that completes the battery work that began on the space station in 2017. The crew members also installed the final bolt in the direct current switching unit and removed an H fixture for future power upgrades. Glover and Hopkins just completed the CP3 camera installation, a brand new HD camera. And this view from Hopkins' helmet camera as he leaves the airlock once again after stowing the old CP3 camera and retrieving the materials necessary for the Japanese experiment module camera. Glover will be working on a separate camera, and that'll be on the Destiny laboratory, bringing in another new HD camera there.
Radiators are down, Farmer.
Okay, copy that, and glove and hap check, please.
It's dry.
We're in a quick handover period. These are tracked and expected, and we will regain video with the International Space Station shortly.
The RTV there has pulled back just a little bit more, but there's RTV underneath.
Okay, Hopper, we had a quick LOS right in the middle of that, so we copied the RTV on the right hand, was it?
Yeah, just a little bit more is peeled back, but there's RTV underneath. Otherwise, no change, dry hap.
Okay, copy that, Hopper. You can go ahead then and make sure the thermal hatch or the thermal cover's closed, and then translate out to the gem. Going across the lab, you're going to drop your green hook on JPM handrail 1131.
131.
As Mike Hopkins makes his way out to the gem, or the Japanese experiment module.
Is good.
That's good.
Yeah, on Space Ground 1, we got a good ping test. You go to continue.
We continue.
For me, B2, you continue.
The next is the JOCAS, 5 minutes. Stand by.
B2.
And another satellite handover. And another confirmation of a good ping test on the camera that was just installed. We have a question from McOfficial Plays on Twitter. You can submit your question with the hashtag AskNASA. This one asking, will there be public views available from the new HD camera being installed today? You may be familiar with a camera view that previously looked magenta or pink in color. That's the camera that was just replaced by Victor Glover and Mike Hopkins with a new HD camera, so you may be able to get those views on future broadcasts.
Yes, sir. Check your left safer handle. Okay. Thank you. No problem. And I'm on phase 1. You obviously know that. Good visual.
Next, this will be a 5-minute JOCAS to CP13 HD cam back off. Arms in motion.
Good motion. Continue.
Okay, good motion.
Hey, Houston, do you have a good WVS video from EV2?
Hey, we've got good WVS video from both of you right now.
Can you see the radiator, the underside? Able to see that big, looks like a big piece of the outer, the exterior covering peeled from the starboard side, aft, and port. It's like half of a single panel. It's the most inboard panel. Can you see it?
Yeah, Ike, we're taking a look. It's a little washed out right now on your WVS video, but we'll take note and try to get a look at it with another camera.
It is on.
Hey, Houston.
And Ike, one thing we need to go back on with the PGT setting and MTL, we need you to set that back to 30.5 before we do any other PGT ops.
Good reminder. Good work. The 30.5. Former, thanks.
Good words, and can we get a glove and hap check from you too?
I checked mine when you told Hopper. Mine are good. A couple new black smudges. A little bit of erasering on my right index finger. Plenty of RTB to go around. And my hap is dry.
Copy that, thanks.
All right, Farmer Green Hook 1131.
Okay, copy that, Hopper. You can continue translation. Remember, you're going the nadir path and then up the forward side of the tunnel out to the Jeff.
B1.
And Hopper, quick reminder on the to avoid all the yellow paint out on the Jeff.
B1. Thank you.
This view from the helmet camera of Mike Hopkins, or as you hear him referred to, Hopper, that's his call sign, heading out to the Japanese experiment module to conduct some camera work. Meanwhile, NASA astronaut Victor Glover is on his way to the U.S. lab module to conduct camera work there as well.
Stations, SSRS is clear of the CP3 pound tilt envelopes.
So you was that for me?
Negative, I will just talk to Houston about the clearance to the CP3.
Okay, copy.
The next maneuver.
If you're waiting for me, you go to maneuver.
Copy. Next will be a GCA to publish the CP13 HD cam installation. But stand by for a minute with config change.
Copy.
And this view live from NASA astronaut Victor Glover's helmet camera. He's currently on the end of the Canadarm2, and the other voices you hear speaking with him are those of the astronauts inside the space station, JAXA astronaut Soichi Noguchi and NASA astronaut Kate Rubins. They are robotically maneuvering the arm into place so Victor Glover can reach his next work site on the U.S. lab. The International Space Station is currently flying 270 statute miles over the South Pacific Ocean.
Hopper. I'm at the forward side of the just hidden zenith. Nice. I like to look out the gym windows. You could look in. Yeah.
Right, this is Soichi. We are ready for GCA to publish the CP13 HD camera installation.
Hopper, you ready? I am ready. Hopper, you ready?
A-firm, just a reminder, once you start going for the HD camera, don't touch the vent ports, and that's the only thing I wanted to get out of the way.
Copy that. Kate, you have a go to GCA to publish.
Copy, go for GCA to publish, starting body up.
Copy. I've got good clearance to the lab. I'm leaning back, tools, tethers are tucked in, the ingress aid is collapsed.
Thank you. Yeah, we need a clearance to the lab.
Yep, and Ike will be moving your body up first, and we've got a good view, but also just for your awareness, please watch your head to the lab as we come in.
I've got a good view of the lab, and I'm leaning back. You have a go.
Good motion. Body
good
up.
Motion. Good motion, continue.
We continue. Here comes the body in 1 meter. Arms in motion. Ike moving body in.
Motion, continue. Need clearance to the lab.
Here, thank you. Ike, another 30 centimeters to go to publish.
Continue.
Continue.
All right, Farmer, I'm at CP13. And Farmer, I'm at the gym RMS, and the brackets look good.
Copy Hopper on the brackets, and copy that you're at CP13. Ike. Hopper, you're going to stow the GEM RMS bag on handrail 7036. Copy the latches, and then you can put the round scoop on the WVE.
Copy that, inward.
Ike, if you can inspect the CP3 camera, verify the camera is in the stowed position with the lens pointing towards the base.
So lens to the base and the hood is square.
Copy that. You can retrieve the HD camera out of your bag and verify that the lock lever is flush.
Inward.
As you saw, we just had a brief satellite handover as the astronauts continue stepping through their task today. And in the meantime, we have an Ask NASA question, this one from Ben, age 5, who wants to know how the astronaut stops himself from floating away. As you can see in this image, that is NASA astronaut Victor Glover attached to the Canadarm2. However, he is always also tethered to the Canadarm2, as well as Mike Hopkins is tethered to the International Space Station. The astronauts never remove their tethers and always have a grip on the handrail or on the Canadarm2.
You have a go to demate the WVE connector from the PTU J1.
Roger.
And if you need to, you can slide the MLI down.
Roger, inward. Okay, Farmer, I've got the camera out. The lever is flush.
Copy that, Ike. You can position the HD camera for installation.
Inward. And Farmer demated.
Okay, copy demated.
Pins, no FOD. Put it in my band.
Good words. Next, you're going to retrieve your PGT settings, Bravo 7, counterclockwise 2.
Bravo 7, counterclockwise.
Mike Hopkins now working to install the components required for the Japanese robotic arms camera system outside the Cabot module. He's using the pistol grip tool to release 2 bolts.
Stand by. And number of turns, Farmer.
Okay, Hopper, you're going to drive, release both the bolts approximately 13 turns.
Roger, Bravo 7, counterclockwise 2. And turning.
Good words.
Farmer, it looks like it's completely seated to me, but the black line is not flush with the back of the SD camera.
And how far off do you think it is, Ike?
Stand by, it is going. Okay. Move, stand by. The black line is flushed with the back of the SD camera.
Copy, black line's flush and pull test.
Full test. It had a lot of friction going on though, so That black line is clutch.
Okay, copy that. You can remove the round scoop and the window cover and put them in the CP13 bag.
Okay, before I do that, so you think there's a possibility you're going to want me to get off the arm and do the WAP cable to the Ethernet cable? If so, I want to run an idea by you.
Stand by. Okay, Ike, we don't necessarily need it, but we are really good on time. So if that's the way you want to go, we can certainly chat about it.
Okay, I was going to just take the round scoop off of the HD camera and put it on the TBCIC. Then get off the arm and go do it. If you're not worried about it, I think we can stick with the plan as written. I'm happy to do that too.
Okay, totally up to you, Ike. If you're happy to do the cable, we'll have you do it.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Okay, copy that.
Okay, former WV is removed.
Copy that, Hopper. Okay, Hopper, we're going to then install the spare one onto the interface, and then we'll be looking for PGT settings, Bravo 2, clockwise 2.
CB1. Form, I'll install the scoop before.
And Ike, real quick while you're there.
So I'm going to put them in the bag for now.
Standby 1, Hopper. Sorry about that. Ike, the orientation of that scoop needs to be the same as we had on the WVE. So if you're going to put that on the electronics box, it needs to be at that 10 o'clock position. Standby.
Okay, yeah.
Standby 1.
Copy.
Okay, we're good, Ike. You're cleared to proceed then.
Okay, so yeah, we'll do that at the end then. So I'm ready to go to the cables, I believe it is.
Okay, copy that.
You're ready.
Stand by 1 second. Hopper, what was your last?
Didn't have a last.
Okay, copy that. When you're ready, then we're going to be driving the both bolts, be Bravo 2, clockwise 2, and we're looking 12.5 to 15 turns all the way to torque.
Bravo 2, clockwise 2, 12 to 15 turns to torque. Copy. Can I maneuver while you're driving? Absolutely. Okay, Kate, you have a go to maneuver. Reaching Kate.
Sorry, I say again?
You have a go-to maneuver.
And we're not seeing a maneuver. See, are you going to get off the arm right now?
Negative.
Okay, copy. Understand your go-to maneuver. Just check your tools and tethers are clear.
Clear.
This view of NASA astronaut Victor Glover as he is working on the new HD camera on the Destiny laboratory.
Ike, this is CP13 cam backup position, starting a body out from major. And now it's in motion.
Motion, continue.
Meanwhile, Mike Hopkins is driving 2 bolts, beginning to install the replacement components for the Japanese robotic arms camera system outside the cabot module.
Ike, body next to the body down, away from the structure, 1 meter.
Motion, continue.
Continue. Ike, I just want to take a little bit back to the original position and the 10 centimeters and stand by for the gel cast.
Copy.
And Ike, this will be a gel cast, 2 minutes to cable setup.
Ready, be able to go.
If you go. Almost in motion.
Motion.
We're now 3 hours into today's spacewalk, which began at 6:56 a.m. Central Time this morning. The astronauts Mike Hopkins and Victor Glover are working separately right now, with Victor Glover on your screen at the end of the Canadarm2. Glover is currently working outside the Destiny laboratory, replacing an aging camera with an enhanced HD camera. Meanwhile, Hopkins is outside the Japanese experiment module, replacing components for that robotic arms camera system. So far today, the astronauts completed battery work that began in January 2017, installing the final lithium-ion battery and final adapter plate, routing its power through the station. They also installed the final bolt in the direct current switching unit. And Mike Hopkins removed an H fixture, preparing for future power upgrades to the station. The team also just installed a CP3 camera on the starboard truss at the S1 lower outboard location, replacing a camera that was formerly magenta in color. And that little patch of Earth you see below is 260 miles below the space station, and that is Columbia.
And I stand by for the next manual maneuver.
Copy. Arm on the zenith bolt. I only got 12 turns. Good torque though, good green light. Later one, it was 14 turns.
Copy, 12 turns on the zenith bolt and 14 turns on the nadir bolt.
That's affirmative, and torque on the zenith was